Welcome, beautiful ones, to the Foundational Roots of Qigong, and we are in the wood element. This is our fifth session. And in this session, we connect with the element of wood. And remember, the word element is not a noun, it is a verb. It is a way to describe dynamic forces. And the wood element is connected with trees and growth. And we're just going to get started right here as you feel your feet. Plant your feet on the ground. Just plant your feet on the ground. They can be hip, shoulder width, or feet together, whatever feels good. So your feet are planted. And just allow your fingers to grow up toward the light, like a tree grows up toward the light. And even your gaze and the top of your head. And it doesn't have to be a stiff stretch, but an engaged growth stretch up toward the light. And just let yourself grow up toward the light while your feet are rooted. And then there's a softening that happens. So you're no longer reaching up, you're just actively reaching up. Your fingers are just drawn up by the sky. And it's as if you are greeting the day. You're waking up and you're greeting the day. The wood element is connected to the spring, to the sunrise, to the beginning, to the part of you that is connected to that youthful, young, awe-inspiring, curious willingness to start the day. Right? You're at this day, you're stretching up like a tree, and you are at the sunrise in spring. And we'll just do a quick little, we're not going to go fast when I say quick, but slowly we're going to do a little stretch here. When you're inhaling and then exhaling, and then with your next breath, you're going to gently twist from your hips in a way that feels good. From your hips, your low back, your mid back, your upper back, up your shoulders, as you just twist, and then inhale back to center, taking another deep breath in, and then exhaling from your low back, twisting low back, mid back, upper back, and shoulders, growing and returning. And we'll do this one more time on each side, inhaling and gently twisting from your low back, mid back, upper back, enlivening your spinal cord, and returning to center. One more time. Inhaling and then exhaling, gently twisting from your low back, your mid back, and upper back, enlivening, awakening your spine in the dawn. And return. And if you want to keep your hands here, you can, or if you want to gently float your arms down, you can. And you find yourself at the wooden gate, at the tree of life in the springtime, and you are seeing a gorgeous sunrise over the trees, where the trees are those wintry trees still, and the sun is just coming, and there's like dew crystals, gorgeous. And you're at the tree of life as your gate guardian. And the tree of life may appear to you in any way. Might be a redwood, an oak tree, a sapling, an evergreen, an herb, any way that this life-giving tree master teacher is here for you. And at this gate, on the sunrise, at the beginning of spring, the gate question simply is this: what needs to be released here so you can truly receive the abundance and beauty of your life? What needs to be laid down here so you can truly receive the abundance and beauty of your life? And when you have a sense of what that is, with a humble bow, laying that down to the roots of the tree of life, offering it there, releasing and letting go anything and everything that interferes with your ability to receive the abundance that's here for you. And in your own time, gradually taking all the time you need, inhaling and drawing in the nourishment from your roots, through your roots, up through the soles of your feet, up through your legs, up into your pelvis, up into your abdomen, up into your spine, up through your chest, out your shoulders, down your arms and hands and fingers, up through the top of your head, through your crown. May you be fully nourished by the earth, by Gaia's living waters, as you are a living vessel of beauty and creativity and abundance. And when you're ready to grow into this practice a little bit more, step across the threshold. Tree of life, welcome. Let's begin by knocking on the door of life. We start the same. You don't always have to start the same. I'm just kind of teaching you a form, so I'm keeping it simple. But we're knocking on the door of life, and I want you to really feel your roots on the ground as a tree. Because the trees are only as strong as their roots are. And a fun little fact about the roots, so we're knocking on our kidneys and we're knocking, and our feet are on the earth, so we're connecting with our roots here. But a fun little fact about trees is in the wintertime, they appear like lifeless. Sometimes you can't even tell if the tree's dead or alive because all the leaves are gone. The bark is kind of gray. But in the wintertime is when the trees are actually growing the most. Their roots are growing deep into the ground and they're branching out, and it's hidden under the surface because in the winter you're not producing fruit or changing colors or blooming. They can grow their roots. So let's bring our hands up to our lungs. Remembering we're learning how to know the white, stick with the black. We're learning how to breathe, and we're bringing it deep down into our kidneys. Wood element is a lot about your central nervous system and your stress response. and being overwhelmed and frustrated and stressed. So the antidote often to stress is gentle, deep, long, slow breaths. So we are working with this in this session with the wood element. So we're working with our central nervous system, our spinal cord, our stress response, and our ability to breathe. So we can transform stress into vitality. So we can transform stress into resiliency. And let's bring our hands back down. And what is resiliency? Resiliency is a combination of strength and flexibility. And we're going to work on that this evening in this session. So whenever you're ready, you can stop knocking on your body and just drop into water waves and release whatever has been activated in this warm up already. Just letting it go into the water to nourish your roots like compost. Trees and wood are great transformers because they're great composters. They release, they let go, they grow from the things they release. They're master teachers in transformation and growth and abundance and creativity and generosity. So trees are as strong as their roots are. And some trees can live for a very, very, very long time. And those trees that live for a very, very long time are connected to all their sources all the time. So as we're starting to move towards stillness, we're coming into contact with this concept of being connected to all your sources all the time. So as we gradually move to stillness and our body slowly finds its still point, and you can feel all this energy still moving inside you, coming into your posture like you're sitting on that tall stool, coming into Wuji, this empty place, feeling your roots. So feeling yourself connected to the earth and feeling yourself connected to water. And roots grow into the ground by coiling and twisting and spiraling. Trees stand between earth and sky, and they're a combination between fire and water. So the sky above has the sunlight, fire, and the water below. And wood has an ability to grow up, to grow out, to branch out, and to grow down. And it does so in spirals and coils and twists. So wood is connected to your ligaments and your tendons, the parts of your body that wants to be stretched and become strong and flexible. So we are going to do a simple series of stretches. Listen to your body and see what works well for you. There's an infinite number of stretches we can do, but we're going to build on something you've already learned and give you a variation of a stretch. So right here, as you inhale, let's do the Buddha holds up the earth, right? And so, but this time when your hands come up, press up like a stretch. Make your fingertips touch they don't touch, but they go toward you. The palms of your hands are extended. You're reaching up. You have a stretch going, right? And as your hands are up, go ahead and look down toward the floor. And see, you're kind of stretching the back of your neck in a way that feels good. And so just stretch here. And then when you're ready to exhale, you gently soften and you move with control, like a flowing control. And then as your hands make it to the top, the bottom, your palms are facing up. Now look up toward the ceiling and open the front of your neck. And then we're going to continue this as we coil and spiral and stretch our branches up toward the heavens. Look down. Feel your roots spiraling downward. Feel your branches spiraling out. Feel your elbows opened out. And then when you're ready, lower your hands in a controlled way, spiraling. Really focus on that spiral as your palms face the sky. Let your eyes face the sky and look up. Let's do that one more time. Inhaling. And then I'm going to start to exhale when my hands make it to my chest. And I'm turning from my thumbs and I'm looking down. Inhaling and now exhaling, softening as my hands float down and turn skyward, my eyes and neck look up too. And now soften. Feel that. Come back to Wuji and let that, the benefits of that stretch circulate through your body. Wood stands between earth and sky. Trees separate heaven and earth. So there's a movement called separating heaven and earth. And there's, again, many, many variations of this. But let's do this one. You're going to inhale. Now exhale as your hands come up, just like in Buddha holds up the earth. So it doesn't matter which hand you do, but leave one hand up and let the other hand float down. And like it's down in front of my navel, and I press down to the ground and I press up. And see, we're opening up our liver channel here. So you're gonna, when you're ready to inhale, you're gonna soften and inhale, and you're gonna just switch your hands. So your elbow's gonna float down as your fingertip rises up. If you get to the halfway point, your wrist coil. One palm presses against the earth and the other palm presses against the sky. When you're ready to inhale, you soften, and then elbow drops, fingertips rise, coil your wrist, separate heaven and earth. Inhale, drop your elbow. There's this gentle, sweet coil. And now as you're ready to expand, coil toward heaven and earth, separating heaven and earth. From here, have a nice breath here, inhaling. And now as you exhale, just gently lean the fingertips that are on top, let that be the leader. Lean toward the side that your fingertips are on top and press your hands away from each other. And look toward your fingertips on top. Feel how you're opening up your side body. That's your liver channel. So when you're ready, return to center. Nice breath in, and then exhale, drop your elbows, switch your hands, coil, separate heaven and earth. Now, press the other direction. So you're leaning, look toward your fingertips on top, and open up your side body. Your hands press away from each other. Nice breath here, opening your body. When you're ready, inhale back to center. And then let your hands float down. And let's just give yourself a moment to come back into Wuji and let your body experience the benefit of that stretch. Wood is connected to all their sources all the time. Wood grows in spirals and coils. It is strong and flexible and resilient, connected to your central nervous system and your spine. Let's open up our stance a little. Make sure I have enough room here. I might have to step forward. We're going to do a stretch called coiling snake. This is year of the wood snake, so this is a wood snake movement. Stretch. Okay, so you kind of sink down in any way that feels comfortable to you. Top of your head is lifted. Your hands are in front of you. So, if this was called coiling dragon, the energy would shoot up your spine. Since it's called coiling snake, we're intentionally keeping the energy down. If you don't keep your hands here, the energy will shoot up your spine. So, we're keeping our hands here. And that's a big part of Qigong, and a lot of the movements, you go with the element, but not with wood. Mainly with wood, you're like, don't hold it together, because wood has a tendency to get unruly and to rise and become really angry and out of control. So we're like controlling by having our hands here. Coiling snake. So I'm going to just say this side. This side, turn your toe that direction. Now turn your heel of the other leg face. So now your both toes are facing that direction. Now I've twisted my body, my back hand, just like we did in separating heaven and earth. My back hand spirals forward, and this other hand spirals behind me. And I look at my back hand. My two palms are separating. I have a gentle twist in my spine. My eyes are turning toward my back hand. My shoulders are soft, like they're not way up at my ears. I'm pressing my shoulders down. And I'm engaging my spine as if I'm taking the top of my head and my tailbone, I'm trying to separate them, like my hands. So I'm going to breathe here. When I'm ready to inhale, I'm going to return back to center. I'm going to turn both feet back to the front, and I'm going to return both hands back to the front. So I'm going to keep most of this down here at this level. So now I'm going to turn this toe, this heel. Now I'm going to look over my shoulder toward my back hand as I press my hands forward. I'm gently pulling the top of my head away from my sacrum, from my tailbone. Just do what feels good. Breathing. When you're ready, inhale. Return back to center. Keep your hands low. Keep your hands low. Wood wants to rise. We don't want it to rise. You can immediately feel yourself get hot instantly. because this is a wood element. We're going to try it again. Turn your foot, turn your heel, start to look over your shoulder, separate your hands, separate your crown from your tail, breathe, coiling snake. Inhale, return to center, keep your hands low in front. Nice. Center, regroup, feel yourself start to get hot. That's okay. We'll do it one more time. We'll turn, toe, heel, look over your shoulder, have your balance, press, keep everything low. Breathe, separate your crown from your tailbone. Returning back to center, your hands stay low. Nice. And just be here for a second. Beautiful. Coiling snake. Okay, you can step up, let your hands float up, and what your hands will naturally, even if I didn't talk you through it, it's more likely than not you'd want to like do something like this because liver energy rises. And we want to smooth our liver energy out. We live in a stressed out, wired and tired, maxed, on the go, on all the time. That's gets this energy going, and we're going to bring it down. Brilliant. So, liver. So, let's do our liver channel like we have been with all the other ones. Your liver, I've got this little stool here. You can't really see me very well. Okay. The liver channel is from on your big toe, the inside of your big toe. It comes through on the inside of your big toenail, and then it comes through right between where your big toe and your second toe meet, and then up just a little bit. We're going to focus on that point right here, but I'm going to trace the whole channel for you. It's pretty similar. It's close to the kidney channel, but it comes here, right at your ankle, and then it dips into where your kidney channel is, and then it stays at kind of in the front of your shin and the inside of your knee, and then along the top of your thigh, and then it comes in through your groin, like your kidney was in all the way, but it's right about here, and through your groin, and then it comes to the side of your body, and then it dips in just below your breast, right at your liver. So that's the liver channel. Let's do it on this side too. The big toe, well, we're going to tap it in just a second. Cross the front of your foot into your ankle, in the inside of your ankle, then to the front by your knee, the front of your thigh, into your groin, and then it comes to the back, and then it comes forward again right at your liver. That's the external. And then it has an internal river that goes inside, and it's right by your eyes. So liver is associated with your eyesight and your vision. So let's find this key one point. If you were to have one point on the liver channel that matters, and you want to like smooth your liver energy, there's a saying in Qigong, just if we can get your liver chi smooth, your life will be smooth. And this is the number one point to smooth out chaotic, stressful chi. And so if you can see me, I don't know if you can, just find on between your big toe and your second toe, run your finger right at the webbing of your foot until back three finger breaths back, you'll feel it. What I mean by that is go where your toes are, the webbing of your toe. If you laid your fingers down, you'd have your 3 fingers, and right around here on the top of your foot, it'll be a tender spot. Your finger will just dip right in, right there. So you're going to press it, and you're going to jiggle it, and then you're going to circle it. Now, in my own practice, I do both my feet at the same time. Like I sit down. Can you see me if I do it this way? I should have practiced this. Can you? No, you can't see me. Anyways, I do both of them at the same time. Today we'll do one at a time. Press, jiggle, circle. Press, jiggle, circle. And you're consciously inhaling and exhaling slowly and deeply into this point to smooth out your liver chi, bringing harmony and creativity. And now we'll just go ahead and tap from the top of your foot, inside the front top of your ankle, inside your thigh, inside your calf, and then on the front of your calf, and then right inside your knee. Now, right on the top of your thigh, right at your groin, and then you're right above your hip, and then just below your nipple line, right on your liver. Let's do that a couple times. I use my fingertips. You can use the palms of your hands, whatever type of pressure or speed feels appropriate for you. Activating, connecting with this liver. Your liver is a great detoxifier, great cleanser. And we're opening up the pathway of creativity and abundance and kindness, a pathway of vitality and resiliency. After you've done it about 3 times, just go from that big toe, that inside of the big toe, and just make a nice smooth sweep, tracing that channel. And then we'll go to the other side. So you're finding your big toe, between your big toe and your second toe, and then just coming back about 2 inches. Feel it where it's the most tender spot in between your bones of your feet. And just press right there. Ooh. Press, jiggle, circle. Press, jiggle, circle. Breathing slowly and deeply. And when you inhale, now exhale into that point. These are the entrances to this whole channel, so you can, even if you don't understand it, you can enter that point here, and you can enter the channel and tend to it. and smooth it out. And now we'll tap from your inside of your big toe up the front of your ankle, up the inside of your calf, up the front of your calf, inside of your knee, up the top of your thigh, still on the inside, cross your groin, up, and then it comes just above your hip onto your side, and then it comes back in on your chest, just below your nipple line, just below your breast. Let's do that again. Use the speed and pressure that's appropriate for you. One more time. After you've done the last one, make a nice smooth sweep, smoothing out your liver channel. And from here, we'll just do a quick little shake to clean that river, clean that channel. Because trees are connected to all their sources all the time, and that means they're channels of receptivity, of receiving sunlight, receiving nourishment, and they're channels of release and waste. They're open. The quick little shake here, and then I'm going to introduce you to the flowing practice, and we're going to build onto the form. Okay. Woohoo, wood. This flow that we're about to do is called Tree Sways in the Wind. And I'm going to introduce it to you, and then we're going to go into Buddha holds up the earth, the fountain, and then tree sways in the wind, so you can know how they come together. When we're first learning the mechanics, don't worry about the breath. Like, you're going to just breathe naturally. But there is something I want to tell you about the breath when we get into it. So we're going to start with this low standing tree posture. Your feet are shoulder width. You're sitting on the high stool. Top of your head is lifted. Your arms are round. You're in low standing tree posture. We've done this several times now. And so let's just drop into our breath. Remember that breathing we were doing? That breathing that was belly, ribs, chest, chest, ribs, belly. Let's drop into that state. We'll just do a breath or two, preparing us to learn something new, to open our ability to learn from this master teacher movement called Tree Sways in the Wind. So as you inhale, and then you're going to exhale. And that space in between, right before you inhale, turn. Now, I just turned a little bit. And what I'm doing is this inside hand is still connected. I was just like this. All I did was turn. Right? And so now what I'm doing, just the simple mechanics, is I'm inhaling and I'm gently rising up. My hands are rising up, my energy is rising up, and my hands rise up, and they rise all the way up to the top of my head. And my fingertips are not touching the top of my head, and they're not touching each other, but they're pointing down right at Bai Hui. My shoulders are soft, my fingertips are very soft, pointing down. And then I'm going to return to center. And at this point in the breath cycle, I would be ready to exhale. So when I exhale, I just exhale out. And as I exhale out, my fingertips start to point outward. And I just simply let my hands float down. It's that simple. They float down and they return back to low standing tree. Now it's the space in between my breath is when I turn. And then when I'm ready to inhale, that's when I initiate the movement. I inhale and I raise my body and I raise my energy and I raise my hands. My hands are just like floating up to the top, and my fingertips are now pointing at the top of my head, and then I just return back to center. Then from here, when I'm the space in between my breath, when I start to exhale, that's when I float my hands down. In full disclosure, I want to move really slow and I get out of breath with this. We don't really want to do that. So just move at a speed. Either breathe naturally and don't really worry about the breath, or move at a speed that's fast enough to match your breath so you're not out of breath. That's my biggest challenge with this one. Tell you a little bit more. When we're inhaling, this internal hand is tracing your liver channel. That hand on the outside is the gallbladder. You're tracing the gallbladder channel. The liver and gallbladder are partners. So this form nourishes both your liver and your gallbladder. Turn. So there's like structure and flow. The structure is really in the timing of when you turn, and the flow is when you're letting your hands float down. So now you have a sense of it. We're going to work it into the form, and I'll lead you in a little bit more of a poetic growth and expansion and expression into full creativity. This form connects you to this aspects of yourself that are willing to grow and to rise up and to open yourself and see and share with your abundance and your generosity, because you are connected into an infinite universe. Okay, one more time and then we'll switch. This form is a form that transforms stress into kindness. We recognize we are all the same kind. We're the human kind. We are kin. We are kindness. This is a form of kindness, creativity, generosity. So we're going to do the whole form up till now. Okay? Here we are. And we'll just do a few of the previous ones. But we're in low standing tree. And we're working with our breath and our courage and our inspiration and our healthy boundaries. And we're working with our immune system and our guardian chi and our integrity. So we inhale. Buddha lifts the earth. And then exhaling, leading from your thumbs. And we are in this moment here, we are cleansing and purifying our lungs so that we may breathe deep and be inspired by life. And we're releasing any blockages of residue of sadness or grief that are ready to be released. And on this last one, if you want to make the sound, returning to low standing tree, feeling into the inspiration and courage, feeling into this pearly white light, this resonance of truth, of health, of beauty and form, of value and worth. And it's a big part of releasing and letting go. So then we release and we let go, and then we go into the water. Our hands sweep around, they sweep forward. This is the fountain. We worked on this one last week. The back of your hands are close. You gently rise up, facing your kidney channels. Your elbows drop and your fingers point outward as you flow back down. Connecting to the flow of life, connecting to the deep wisdom that is within you, connecting with the sense of being connected and nourished, and bringing yourself out into the world, being with the water. You are beginning to flow, and you're drawing this fountain. You're becoming the fountain of life, the fountain of youth. So softly, so sweetly, so peacefully, like tranquil, feeling yourself relaxed and trusting, able to surrender to the process, to the flow of life, feeling filled up and nourished. We'll do this one more time. And if you want to cleanse and clear this kidney channel at any point in time, you can. And you just do so by making the sound. And that sounds like this. Let's do it one more time with the sound. And as your hands float down, you return back to low standing tree. But here you just bring your hands forward, gently facing your kidneys for just a moment, connecting with this clear blue water as you stand as a bear, trusting yourself in the deep winter, dreaming. These seeds, you're planting dream seeds in the stillness as you stand. And you've planted these dream seeds. You know they're valuable. You've released and created space. You've planted these valuable seeds. You have your dreams. You've watered them. And so now in spring, taking a nice deep breath, inhaling, and then exhaling. And in between your next inhale, turning. Your seeds begin to grow. The new seeds start to sprout, or the tree that you are, the sap starts moving and flowing up your body, moving all the way up. You turn back to center, and in right timing, you start to emerge. You start to share yourself and your beauty. You start to branch out and grow in wondrous ways. Turn. You're growing and drawing up the energy from the earth up through your body to nourish you so that you may abundantly, generously share your truth, your wisdom, your beauty, your essence in full expression. I'm going to be silent. Let's let the tree, let's let the wood teach you. We'll start to bring in the sounds. The sound is like you're telling somebody to be quiet. So as you inhale, if it feels good to do so, to cleanse and clear any more of the stress, you simply say, we're just going to do one more. And you let your hands float down. Yet the tree standing posture is called embrace the tree. This is low standing tree. So if this feels really good, you can stay here. Or you can come here, embrace the tree. Like there's a tree right here in front of you, and you just embrace it. It's as if energetically, I used to feel like I was holding something, it was too heavy. So I just come here and I just set my hands on a shelf. I let the energy of the tree hold it. My shoulders drop. I let the earth energy rise up like that stool, and I just sit on that stool, and I let the earth energy and the wood energy just hold me, and I relax here. Embrace the tree. And as we do so, we are attuning to the highest frequency of a healthy liver. A healthy liver is aligned with this pioneering energy, aligned with this energy of this person that knows they are eternal and they care so deeply. They're charismatic leaders and they are devoted to their path and to what they're doing. We're attuning to this highest frequency so that we can transform stress into vitality. We can transform jealousy and competition and comparison into generosity and kindness. We can tap into the abundance of a creative universe, and we can tap into our creativity and express ourselves. And this color is green. You can feel how green is associated with the liver, associated with wood and with growth and with spring. And so feeling that way that green is showing up in this practice, in your body, in your liver, in your meridian channel. This gorgeous green of Gaia. Feeling how this green is life affirming, growing. And it is time for us to complete, so we're going to simply pull down the heavens. And as we do, we're completing this practice knowing that we are tapping into this energy of eternal growth and eternal abundance and vitality. And yet we're completing this practice so we are integrated. We can transition to the next aspect of our evening, of our life. And we're directing this. Wood energy doesn't like going down, so you have to bring it down. You want to bring it down, even if it feels good. Bringing our hands and feet together, really just bringing this energy down, because when there's a lot of energy up in your head, it leads to overthinking, overfeeling, overdoing. So bring it down and let it release down the backs and sides of your legs and let it come into your dantian. As we stand like this and we have our hands over our dantians like this, it is called nourishing life. But also this practice where you stand hollow, called bamboo sways in the wind. This is another wood element practice. Bamboo is flexible, fast growing, hollow, incredibly useful, incredibly abundant, very practical. You are becoming like bamboo. So we're bowing out. Yang rising, sunlight and water come together and make wood. Bringing this to our hearts, we bow to each other. We bow to the wood, we bow to the tree of life, we bow to all that has been activated and processed in this practice. We bow to eternal creativity, abundance, and kindness. We bow to our teachers' teachers, and the teacher within. And as we step back across the threshold, back into our life, and you want to contemplate and think and journal and integrate, journal about abundance and creativity and your connection with that, and how can your breath and how can this practice support you to transform your life to be even more generous, and how this can be a kindness practice. And what does kindness really mean?